Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm excited to share with you 10 phrases I use every day. These simple expressions help me communicate better, connect deeply, and navigate life with kindness and respect. Whether you're learning English or just want to improve your daily conversations, these phrases will be useful. Let's dive in. Language is an essential part of human connection. It shapes how we relate to others, express ourselves, and make sense of the world around us. Throughout my daily routine, I find myself returning to certain phrases that have become part of my natural communication style. These phrases are not just words. They carry meaning, emotion, and intention. They help me build relationships, convey respect, and navigate social situations effectively. In this essay, I will explore 10 phrases I use every day, explaining why they matter, how I use them, and providing detailed examples to illustrate their importance. 1. Good morning. One of the first phrases I use every day is, "Good morning." It might seem simple, or even mundane, but this greeting holds great significance. It is more than a formality. It is an expression of goodwill and positivity that sets the tone for the day ahead. When I say good morning to someone, whether it's a family member at home, a coworker at the office, or even a stranger I meet on the street, I am acknowledging their presence and offering a moment of friendly connection. This phrase helps create an atmosphere of warmth and openness. For example, at work, I always make it a point to greet my colleagues with a cheerful "good morning" because I've noticed it often sparks short, uplifting conversations that can boost morale. Even on days when I feel tired or stressed, exchanging this greeting reminds me, and others, that each day is a new opportunity. The phrase can also be adjusted to fit different times, such as good afternoon or good evening, but good morning has a special freshness that feels like a reset button for social interactions. 2. How are you? How are you is another phrase I use constantly throughout the day. It may sound like a routine question, but I believe its true value lies in the intent behind it. Asking, "How are you?" is a way of showing genuine interest in another person's well-being. It invites honesty and encourages people to share their feelings or experiences if they wish. I use this phrase not only when I meet someone after some time apart, but also during casual check-ins with friends, family, and coworkers. For example, if I notice a friend seems quiet or distracted, I might gently ask, "How are you? Everything okay?" This small gesture opens the door for meaningful dialogue and often helps me better understand what others are going through. It also reminds me to be attentive and empathetic rather than just rushing through conversations. Sometimes the response is a simple, "Good, thanks," but other times it leads to deeper sharing, which strengthens trust and connection. 3. Thank you. Expressing gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for fostering positive relationships, which is why "thank you" is a phrase I use multiple times a day. Whenever someone helps me, offers a compliment, or does something thoughtful, I make sure to say, "Thank you," sincerely. This phrase is a way of acknowledging others' efforts and showing appreciation, which can brighten their day and encourage kindness. For instance, if a colleague goes out of their way to cover a task for me, I say, Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it. Even small things, like a cashier handing me my change or a friend passing me the salt at dinner, deserve a thank you. Beyond face-to-face interactions, I use thank you in written communication as well, like in emails or text messages. In my experience, consistently expressing gratitude fosters mutual respect and strengthens social bonds. It also reminds me to stay humble and recognize the contributions others make in my life. 4. Please. The word please is a small but essential phrase that changes the tone of any request. I use it to convey politeness and respect whenever I need something from someone. Saying please softens demands and transforms them into courteous invitations, making people more willing to help or cooperate. For example, when I ask a teammate for feedback on a project, I say, "Could you please review this by tomorrow?" rather than simply, "Review this by tomorrow." This phrasing shows that I value their time and effort. In everyday life, I also use please when ordering food, asking for directions, or requesting a favor from friends or family. Its use reflects good manners and creates a positive atmosphere. I have noticed that people respond more favorably when requests include please, even in informal settings, which proves that politeness is universally appreciated. 5. I'm sorry. I'm sorry is one of the most important phrases for maintaining healthy relationships, and I use it whenever I make a mistake or inadvertently hurt someone. Apologizing is not about weakness or admitting defeat. It is about taking responsibility and showing empathy. This phrase helps to mend misunderstandings, diffuse tension, and rebuild trust. For example, if I accidentally interrupt someone during a conversation, I immediately say, "I'm sorry, please go ahead." This small acknowledgement shows respect for the other person and helps maintain a positive flow of communication. I also use "I'm sorry" when I am late, or when my actions unintentionally cause inconvenience. Beyond personal interactions, this phrase helps me express sympathy as well. When a friend shares bad news, I often say, "I'm sorry to hear that," to convey compassion. Saying "I'm sorry" regularly reminds me to be humble and considerate, which are key qualities for meaningful connections. 6. Let's see. Let's see is a phrase I often use when approaching problems, decisions, or unknown situations. It signals a moment of reflection and openness to possibilities rather than rushing to conclusions. This phrase is useful for brainstorming, evaluating options, or simply buying time to think clearly. For example, if someone asks for advice about choosing between different travel destinations, I might say, "Let's see. What kind of activities do you enjoy? Maybe we can narrow it down from there." This shows that I'm not dismissing the question, but engaging thoughtfully. In meetings or group discussions, "Let's see" helps encourage collaborative thinking and invites others to contribute ideas. It also demonstrates patience and a willingness to explore before deciding, which often leads to better outcomes. Using "let's see" daily helps me cultivate a mindset of curiosity and problem solving. 7. I don't know. Admitting "I don't know" is surprisingly difficult for many people, but I find it to be an important phrase in my daily interactions. It reflects honesty and humility, acknowledging the limits of my knowledge rather than pretending to have all the answers. This phrase encourages learning and growth because it creates space for asking questions and seeking information. For example, If someone asks me about a topic I'm unfamiliar with, I respond honestly, I don't know, but I can look it up for you. This not only builds trust, but also shows that I am open to discovering new things. In professional settings, admitting I don't know helps prevent misinformation and allows for collaboration with experts. I also find it liberating to say I don't know, because it frees me from the pressure of appearing perfect and reminds me that it's okay to be curious and keep learning. 8. How can I help? Offering support is a key way to strengthen relationships and foster community, which is why I frequently say, "How can I help?" This phrase expresses empathy and a willingness to contribute to others' well-being or success. It invites the other person to share their needs and signals that they are not alone. For example, if a friend mentions they are overwhelmed with work, I might say, "How can I help? Maybe I can assist with some of your tasks." This shows genuine concern and builds trust. In team environments, "How can I help?" promotes collaboration and ensures that everyone feels supported. It also reminds me to be proactive and generous with my time and resources. By using this phrase regularly, I cultivate stronger bonds and create a more cooperative environment. 9. That's interesting. Listening actively and validating others' contributions is an important part of good communication, and "that's interesting" is a phrase I use to do just that. It shows that I am paying attention and open to different viewpoints, even if they differ from my own. This phrase encourages others to share more and fosters an atmosphere of respect and curiosity. For example, during discussions, when someone presents an idea or opinion that catches my attention, I say, "That's interesting. Can you tell me more?" This helps deepen the conversation and often leads to new insights. Even in casual chats, saying, "That's interesting" signals appreciation for diversity in thought. It reminds me to keep an open mind and value learning from others. 10. Take care. Finally, I often end conversations or part ways with the phrase, "take care." This simple expression conveys warmth and genuine concern for another person's well-being. It's more than just a goodbye, it's a wish for health, safety, and happiness. For example, when I finish a phone call with a family member or leave a friend's house, I say, "Take care, talk to you soon." This leaves the interaction on a positive, caring note and strengthens emotional connection. In emails or texts, I also use "take care" to add a personal touch to the closing. Using this phrase daily reminds me of the human connection behind every interaction and encourages kindness. Conclusion. Each of these 10 phrases plays an essential role in my daily communication. They are tools that help me express kindness, respect, empathy, and openness. Whether it's a cheerful "good morning" that brightens the start of the day, a humble "I don't know" that invites learning, or a caring "take care" that ends an interaction warmly, these words shape the quality of my relationships and experiences. By consciously using these phrases, I cultivate better understanding and stronger bonds with the people around me. They remind me that language is not just about conveying information, but about connecting hearts and minds. What phrases do you find yourself using every day? How do they influence your interactions?